Boiling Point, the sequel series, is a continuation of the 2021 film. If you're unfamiliar, Boiling Point 2021 is a film directed by Philip Barantini. He worked as an actor and then needed extra income, so he worked in a restaurant, and he also became a head chef. So he directed a one-take movie done in 90 minutes, a full 90 minutes of one of the hottest restaurants in London, Jones & Sons. And Andy Jones is a chef who he doesn't quite have everything put together. He's got substance abuse problems, and he's dealing with all these little things going on, and we're basically just following, him in the kitchen and then other characters, a sort of ensemble piece, all done in one take. So it's a really interesting gimmick. The movie's like a pot boiler of like tension, culminating into a big event at the end. But this is a sequel series, so if you haven't seen Boiling Point 2021, there's no point in you watching the sequel series. I watched the first movie on Canopy. It's not there anymore, but it's available for rent now on YouTube. And the sequel series is on YouTube, Canopy, but it's split into 5 episodes instead of 4. Originally, BBC originally aired it in 4 one-hour chunks, but for Canopy, it's 5 45-minute episodes. But I didn't really notice the cut. Anyways, this one is about Carly. She is the character from the first film. She now has her own restaurant that she's running with her business partner Liam. He's a bit of a knob, to be honest, but she's running a restaurant called North Point, where it's like northern food. She's bringing all her skills to the table, and most of the staff and employees are from the old restaurant, so she's working with a lot of the same people. However, she's not really able to handle the pressures of being like the head chef, but also, a business owner too. Usually you have a couple people doing that. So the first episode is pretty hairy. It's showing all the different changes, and so they have a new guy in there, and he doesn't know where anything is. And then you've got the sous chef Freeman from the first film. He's having a hard time adjusting because Carly has a meltdown and she leaves, and they're trying to do stuff. There's a lot of big egos in the kitchen, and all of the dramatics are brought up to 11 in this series. There's a weird dissonance because there are some aspects of this series that are so relatable, like annoying family members, substance abuse problems, weird bosses, dealing with business sides and people being weird. All of that feels natural, but then at the same time, everything feels sort of dialed up too much because every single character has something going on. Since the first film was just a 90-minute sort of potboiler drama, the sequel series sort of delves into the backstories of all the different characters. So we get more about Carly, we get more about one of the dishwashers, we get more info of the new guy. Some of the other characters you just get to see a fraction of what goes on behind the scenes, but a lot of them are going through huge big problems, and not everyone knows about it, and they sort of play it up back and forth. The series takes place over several months as they're trying to build up clientele and become really famous and try to compete with the restaurant scene. So the cooking elements aren't really pushed to the forefront, though. You'll get some shots of stuff being, sous vide or grilled, and see how fancy the food is. But it's mostly a drama about the people working behind the kitchens, and everything sort of seems a little bit exaggerated. And I've worked in the kitchen for 2 years as a dishwasher, 2 different restaurants, so 4 years total. So obviously some of the stuff that I've seen is dramatic, but not dramatic enough for a TV series or a movie, but you can play it up a little bit, and this series does that. This series predates The Bear by a year, and it was all right. It was just a decent watch, but not much in terms of resolution for the final storylines all built up over the course of the 5. And also Stephen Graham's not in the series a lot. He's sort of pushed to the background as a side character, so that's kind of disappointing. But overall, if you liked Boiling Point enough, you can check out the sequel series, but it was just okay. So those are my thoughts on Boiling Point, the series.